Before we go on, it's important that we tell you this 7-part psychological thriller series is based on true events and has heavy themes. So do tread carefully, please. My name is Boke.
And I'm Minifome.
You're listening to We Are Binge-watching.
Another important details that might leave you gasping is that this series creator and lead actor Richard Gadd is the one all of the things in this series actually happened to.
Yes, and this series is based on the play by Richard, the same Richard, and the series follows his experience with a female stalker. So this stalker sent him tons of emails, harassed his parents, showed up at his work.
One day, Martha walks into this bar that Johnny works, and she's upset. And he decides to just show Martha some act of kindness. And this act of kindness will soon blossom into something really dangerous that will leave Donnie scarred for life.
It's the kind of story that you cannot just forget about it. You just keep on pondering on what Donnie went through.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that this actually happened to somebody, and I won't commend the fact that he was able to play this character himself again, and it must have been very triggering for him to recall all these events. And I think it's really brave anyway to tell his story. I thoroughly enjoyed this series. I did not expect it was going to go the way it went. The story was quite touching.
It was very touching. I just want to give Donnie a hug most of the time, because not just talk about okay, just the stalker, but also Donnie, what's going on in Donnie's head, because the series opened with Donnie going to the police station and he came to report this stalker, and the police asked him that, okay, this has been going on for 6 months, why did you not report this ever since? And that's where we get to see how everything started. The series just really teaching you that the journey to healing is a very complex, winding road. Each episode of the series lasted for about 30 minutes long, and it's just 7 episodes, so you're just going really fast. You never know when you get to the final episode. Hats off to every single person in this series. There was no shred of bad acting. Every person was in character. Martha, she was stellar.
Yeah, she was. Richard playing himself here, Donnie. It must have been quite tough for him to play this character, but he did it so well, and like you said, you feel sorry for the character.
The fact that Martha was coming to this bar repeatedly and they just kept on making light of the entire situation.
Earlier, he normally make it clear what was going on with them, because men is a toxic thing, but they like to make fun of all these kind of things happen. And he also played along with them. I know, because he just had to, because it's a toxic thing that they like to do. So I will not 100% blame them. I know their attitude was bad, but I won't 100% blame them that, oh, they didn't take seriously, or they felt like it's a compliment so much because they did not understand this person so much.
I'll take it seriously, because even at the time when Donnie went to report this matter to the police, and the party said that if it was a woman that came to report to you that a 47-year-old man was stalking her, would you take it lightly? For the friends as well at the bar, yes. If it was a 47-year-old man coming to this bar, this girl's 20-something years old, and she's just a struggling artist in London, I think that people will take it, even the people in the bar will take it more seriously to an extent, but because it's a woman and they're like, okay, lighten up, she cannot really do anything to you. Meanwhile, this woman is actually causing mayhem in your life. Nobody's really going to listen to you as a man. You are actually struggling with this female stalker.
The biggest surprise or shock in this series was the part of the abuse in episode 4. Like, it was so heavy there. I did not see it coming. You know, the character Martha always hinted, like, she could just tell that this person is actually hurt and has been abused before, and she kept on hinting it. To see that this actually happened, I was not prepared for that episode. I was not prepared for this series at all. I thought it was going to be a very fun watch for me, but it was just mind-blowing.
That episode 4 was very hard to watch. That's why we opened this video telling you that the themes in this series is very heavy. That episode 4 no, it borders on a lot of abuse. The already trigger one is all over this psychological thriller series, so you should truly tread carefully. Honestly, like I said earlier, the journey to getting better or to healing is a very dark, windy path. It's not easy. This series really opened my eyes to a lot of things. You cannot just slap a band-aid on something and to just go away.
And also, when you are being kind to people, I think this is a very important thing. This is what actually affected Donnie. When you try to be kind to people, bear in mind that you're supposed to set boundaries. If only Donnie had put a lot of boundaries right from the beginning of the relationship, maybe this thing would have not escalated to the way it did. But although he was already dealing with his own past trauma, that's why I like this series. And he also said I try to make it as human as possible, because human beings are very complex. People are like, why did he not speak up? Be kind, but Remember that you should always set boundaries while you're being kind.
It's good to set boundaries, but for this being kind theme, I will talk about the people in the bar. Especially when he threw shots at them, when he had this open confession thing. Because most of the time, people just like, oh, lighting up, and people easily pick their people, someone that they will prey on or bully. And you don't know what people are going through inside their head. You say, oh, why not you fight back? Why don't you speak up for yourself? People are going through a lot. Why not just be kind from the get-go? Let us all be kind to each other, no matter what. That's what the truth of the matter. Let's be kind to people. You don't know what someone is going through. You don't know how much you're going to save a life. Toxic masculinity, it was also highlighted in this series. Different times, Donnie's father, Donnie's co-workers.
Donnie's father, I think he did well in receiving everything.
But at the get-go, why is Donnie thinking, I have to be a certain way? I have to be a man. I have to be this. Because of how his father acts. And you notice that before, the first time when he went to visit his parents, the father was very uptight. The father does not even hug him. It was later on when he became vulnerable and cried about something. The father now also shared his own experience and they hugged. And you saw the father being softer. The hard demeanor he put up before, he let his guards down. The person was actually just always soft and listened to him. Now, Donnie, are you okay? What's his mother? So yeah, toxic masculinity, even in his jokes.
The funniest part about this, when the series started, I thought it was a dark comedy. I remember you asking me that, what is it like? I'm like, it's a dark comedy, until I saw it went south. I'm like, no, this is not a dark comedy, this is actually a thriller. And I think the dark comedy elements really played very well in the series. It made it kind of light, although it was not light. It's a dark comedy, but it's just there to make you feel a bit of relief throughout the series.
I just really like how curated this series is. Every scene, the music, how Donnie uses comedy to deflect and cover that he's actually in pain. There's just a lot. I really hope that Richard is okay, because most of the time comedy is used as a tool to pass the message. I agree, but it's also used as a tool to deflect a lot of times. I'm sending a lot of love to Richard. Tell us what you think about Baby Reindeer if you have seen it.
If you are going to see it, trigger warning once again. How would you rate it?
5 out of 5. Everything is perfect in this series.
I agree. Same thing here. 5 stars. It's just a nice one, but tread carefully when you're going to the series. So don't forget to like this video, share and subscribe to We Are Binge-watching.
Until next time, do take good care of yourself. Goodbye.